Hey everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another Survivors of Hyrule tournament race. This is Alaszun versus Freddeh. They're playing some inverted keys and flute, I think. Okay, our commentators today, Kafile, Zaf, they'll take it from here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Baseball Tracking, for us tonight's Lady Laura Linda. So tonight we have Freddeh from Team Don't Forget to Check Your Sexy Boots, and Alaszun from Team Makira Kasaba, the 16th student lying somewhere in the school, the one they call the Ultimate Despair. Watch out for her.
I literally said I wasn't going to let you say our team name, and you did the thing anyway.
Zaf is team captain. Unfortunately, we're both 1-1. Teams are both basically 1-1. Zaf took the loss a couple days ago.
Oh, thanks for putting it so just blasé. Appreciate you.
Yeah, just getting it out there. Look, you're 3-0 in cross keys. All right, man, you're doing well. Freddeh also took Worf took the loss for Team Don't Forget to Check Your Sexy Boots. Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, this is. Luckily, I would say we've had some nicer modes on our side. Like we basically have had that. I would say a friendly rivalry, but like we're fortunate we've got to play. Don't forget to check your sexy boot, which is Worf, Flip Heel, Freddeh, and Tam, and they are all both incredibly good at the game. And then our team, Alaszun, myself, Wally, and Lynn. Semifinals on our side.
Yeah, nobody's rolled swordless yet. If swordless is rolling this round, you can't play it, so you're a winner already.
Yeah, I've managed to
I mean, you guys you had the swordless 7-way race. Nobody's going to blame you for not wanting to play swordless. That was a particular horrible swordless seat. Anyway, it was a particular horrible seat, swordless or not.
Yeah.
But tonight we have influ keys, which is inverted, with pre-activated flute start and full key sanity. Dungeon items are shuffled outside of their dungeon, so we have to find our big keys, small keys, maps to find out what our prize information is, and compasses just tell us how many items we got in the dungeon.
I think this is actually a mode that Freddeh has had a lot of success in. I think it was 2 years ago in the main tournament that this was debuted. We have a small adjustment. We did the 100%. Oh, nice.
Inventory versus
locations. But I mean, Alaszun loves inverted 80 keys. Freddeh's also incredibly good at the modes. Like we have two, effectively, I would say call them inverted specialists getting to play this mode, and so this is going to be something that
inverted. I feel like if you're Quake is our Misery Mire medallion, but if you're good with entrance randomizer, I think inverted's a pretty good something that kind of branches off from that as well. Just because you're kind of dealing with a Dark World at very low hearts, and you're also dealing with differing, you have a lot of different ways to get into places that you might not normally get into.
Yeah, and the flute start's a little bit interesting because it changes up the, I would call it, semi-stale. Alaszun, you can't do that while you have the invisibility frames. I'll call it semi-stale sort of route that inverted typically has, and there's effectively a way to do this.
Hey, guess what?
That's fine. Here's the thing.
I agree. We're going to be getting castle. We are getting castle light world access.
You're growing, but that is one of the.
That is actually no. That's completely nice, especially when you can find the Hyrule Castle small key.
Yeah. That is definitely one of the nicest things that you can have, because basically you're getting all of your time back anyway, which is getting back to the castle, right?
Yeah. And unlike regular modes where the pyramid is a really horrible spawn location, the castle's a really nice spawn location in the light world.
Absolutely it is.
There's bridges that aren't broken everywhere. Alaszun has the Thieves' Hound small key, the big key, and a hammer, so
he's not gonna go through. I don't.
No.
Wait. Okay, I was like,
no, you have a flute. Take it and go south. At least check high peak before fluting back up here.
Here's the thing: it's we have it's a nice weapon to have, but the reality is that one, there's so many checks, and it's literally like check number 6 for him. So he's going to take this. He's going to. He has money for bombs as well, which is really convenient. You can kind of flute back to Link's house, get bombs, come back.
You could hammer the hammer peg shop in village.
Oh yeah, that's actually a thing, isn't it? See, here's like I don't. Yeah, sure. Imagine actually knowing that that's a shop. I just know the one by Link's house or Link's house, air quotes, is really nice. It also has the blue pot too for inverted modes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's 3 shops, and like, unlike Layered World, Dark World has 3 shops. So it's, and nobody's ever really like you know in Light World when you're playing standard or open where the 2 you kind of know where those 2 shops are because it's village and the lake, and you kind of use those to get bombs in the early game. In this mode, yeah, you have the one shop for the blue potion and the other one not so much. Very hard hammer blind. We're thank you, Joss. Thank you, Joss, for putting that out there in the world. Gibdo got through the crack. I think Freddie's opting to try to find a sword or something before going into Thieves Town, just so he can single tip it. Also, like, Skullwoods is legitimately a great place to pop farm in inverted. God. This is not going to feel good for Alaszun for a little while, at least.
Yeah, I mean,
this is just bad luck, really. Like, the Gibdo getting through is bad. The berry turning electric just before getting around to it. Also not
hammer.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, this is more frustrating than anything else. But yeah, in the meantime, too, it's just Skullwood's items, which have been a whole lot of nothing so far. I think we got a Misery Mire small key.
We got a cape.
Things. You got a couple of keys, yeah. But
no, a cape.
Oh, cape. Well, yeah, that's also dead. It doesn't exist.
I mean, if we get a sword, then that greatly will enhance our blind fighting capability. At 3 hearts, green mana.
I don't think either player is going to go into blind. There's a chance, right? I strongly suspect that until we see that small key, another player is going to do the thing.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's like
a.
Good.
I was gonna say it looks like our pre-pull was red rupees for tier 2.
Well,
Oh, there's a sword.
There's a sword. I mean, there's a sword, smiley face, but all that really means is that the second that we get a lamp, like both players are just... Well, I don't know all of how Freddeh feels, but honestly, you just go up Castle Tower, and then you start the 30-minute farming simulator.
Yeah.
Ooh, Freddeh getting a nice bit of money on chess game in terms of payback.
Yeah. So we'll see where... We'll see how far Freddie's going to go into this. Obviously, like... The big key doesn't necessarily put blind in logic. It only logically puts the cell in logic right now. We are playing at 100% locations, so we should be theoretically able to access the big chest, and it doesn't have a small self-locking small key. But we'll kind of have to see.
I mean, this is also not something you really want to do. This is a very slow dungeon. Yes, you have your cape. Yes, you have a sword. The downside is that if you die in the back, because you are basically playing on effectively Oko, it is a lot of time spent, and there's a lot more that you can kind of do in the world. Admittedly, there isn't a ton, considering our options right now are really, really slim in terms of what keys we have.
I mean, you know, we have a big key to Hera, but that just kind of means we will kind of want to find ourselves the hookshot or the flute, the hookshot or the mirror, so we can like get our mid, so we can get ourselves into Light World on the mountain, and then cross over to Hera because we already have, you know, the hammer to get there. Alaszun's gonna go do brewery. Did not check the tree poll, like Freddeh did on the statue. But it's gonna go do brewery instead. Just some bombs. 90 rupees probably just gonna take a stab at playing Aero game.
Probably do one round because that will give you enough for dig game pod. I mean, pod with 0 keys right now is precisely no fun at all.
No. I was gonna take them. Okay, he's got 90. He's got 90 rupees, so he has enough. He needs 80 rupees for dig game. So we're probably just gonna see an extended dig session out of this and trying to get the money to.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm glad that the money that I sent to Freddeh just hit his PayPal for him to take the death in the back of Thieves Town. Again, like, you're literally on low resources. Anything in the back will probably just hit you one time and go, and that's not very fun. Alaszun is not going to get the money for this. This is going to be Stumpy into...
Stumpy, and then, I don't know.
I mean...
To loot up the mountain.
You don't like doing Old Man because it's slow. You don't really like doing Super Bunny because it's kind of slow. The flip side is that you're expecting to see this lamp here probably soon. I mean, the game is literally chucking Castle Tower keys at you.
Yeah, but we also have, like, first chest to Castle Tower that is accessible. Is this going to be Alaszun doing chess game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, this is the nice thing with the flute, right? You can kind of piecemeal the stuff and do it whenever you want. So it really doesn't matter. It's, you have resources, you do the things as they come up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is also the one nice thing about getting to the pyramid, is
Yeah.
this is certainly a way to do this. I always forget how much faster and nicer this is. And in Flukies,
yeah. Just 20 rupees for Stumpy. So it looks like Freddie's going to be the first one to make the mountain play. Gonna rescue the old man. At least, like, once the old man is rescued, then that's basically your saving quick one for the rest of the seed.
Yeah. Like, I don't think you ever go to Dark Sank and in Flukies.
Wow. Like, you go to Dark Sank if it didn't charge you like 20 rupees for a full heal.
It's off like 10 seconds to waddle out of there too, so it's just kind of a waste of time.
I mean, it takes about as much long to waddle out of regular Sank too, but it's just like, it's the money to add the insult to injury.
You can at least mirror out of Sank.
True.
So that extra heart is going to do the Lord's work up here on the Lionels.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Like, non-trivially, that extra heart will do a lot of work.
Look, you got to bump a fireball. Like, he's still in 2-hit mode. Like, they both can only take 2 hits, but...
Well, they also have a cape, to be fair. So really,
True.
they take no hits. And then you refill on...
you refill the magic in Super Bunny, yeah. But realistically, like, a 4th heart container right now is not really that bad, especially if we're getting forced into doing early Aga.
Oh, that's like, the meanest thing to actually see on top. That's
God damn it.
Very unkind.
Where's our hook shot so we can get a goddamn Master Sword?
I mean, it could literally be sitting up here in spec, right? Like, we don't have too much. We're literally looking for an item to crack this open, and it could very well be a hook shot here for Paradox and everything else. Again, it could just be the lamp, right? And putting the rest of this play in nonsense. Nonsense to play. It could be, theoretically, a bow for a couple of things. Like, the game has to throw a major progression item, like, now.
Yeah, I mean, a bow would be... I don't want to see a bow if I'm Alaszun, just because, like, I'm still 50 rupees away from being able to get into pod.
Yeah.
But...
Alaszun, please swap for the cape, man. Alaszun, please. Jesus.
He's fine. He got past the last right spawner.
I mean, Look, you walk left in that cave because most people have the reaction myself included, of a slug and just say, yeah, I don't want to hit, I don't want to fall into the pit.
Yeah. Also, it's gonna
I
at
don't.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freddie's gonna be the first one over to Super Bunny here.
Wow, I can't believe it. I think you're supposed to save and quit out of here. But yeah, I can't believe that the lamp showed up for Castle Tower. Wowee. This has
Wow.
not been suggested by the game whatsoever.
So I have good news from a strategic perspective for your teammates here, Zaf.
What's that?
Unless one of the first two checks in Castle Tower is a mirror, Alaszun is pretty much set.
I mean, I'm sure he's happy. Yeah. More to the point again, also, the other thing about that extra heart container, and not even just memeing that it's like, 33% more health, is like, just, you have very little that gives you safety or leeway in this climb. This is something which happens a fair bit in Ambrosia, because you already start with the sword. Like, this is non-trivially not the safest thing to do on this equipment. And like, obviously both these runners are very, very good.
Yeah. I mean, like, this, let's be fair. Like, in the vanilla game, when you're doing Aga Tower, you are sitting on Master Sword. You have collected at least 4 heart containers, so you're sitting at least 7 hearts. That's your bare minimum equipment going into this. You have a bow, so like a lot of this dungeon is designed around that.
Yep. Yeah, can see a little bit of like the early game tilt in the way that Alaszun is taking these rooms. Like, I think the Gibdo thing has got him at least annoyed.
Yeah.
Literally seeing how he's like dealing with rooms and dealing with ball and chain guards. Freddie's just having a grand time, and like, Hammer's a really Again, these players are both good enough. They've seen the thing. It's like, Hammer is not a terrible weapon to have, all things considered.
No, like, when you get to this level, you're pretty familiar with how the hammer works and its limitations as a weapon. Like, it's very good because, obviously it deals tempered sword damage. It's just got a very awkward hitbox at times. It's better if you're like facing like upwards or to the sides, but if you're facing downwards, God help you trying to get a hit on anything.
Well, I'll gladly take down hammer swings. The up hammer swings are the most cursed things in the universe.
Oh,
up
I guess whenever I do up awkward hammer strikes, it's almost always against helmet. I'm almost always engaging spin speed in order to.
Oh, so you're cheating?
I'm not cheating. I'm elongating my hammer hitbox.
All right, so you're cheating, right? Okay, so we're. Alaszun, please get that money. Yeah, that's dollar dues.
Yeah, he's got his money for pod now.
He's got his money for bottle vendor.
That too.
No, it's the thing. You don't care about the glove being in the back of thieves. Aga and inverted, you've already gained your time back of getting back to.
When we get a
GT.
mirror, we just save and quit right to GT.
Right, but it doesn't even
At the end
matter.
of the seat.
Literally the time it takes in inverted to go the 17 screens to get back to GT, you save so much of that with just the Aga portal. Like, we don't care that there's a glove there, right? Oh yeah, hey, there's a glove there. This is equal time in inverted. I think it's already, like Lynn's saying in chat, it's already a time save to have this.
Yeah.
I mean, so what if there's a glove in the first chest of pod? Like, the time it would take to go open the front door and do all that, like, it's not exactly a fast.
No.
Like, a fast dip. It's. It may not be equal time, but we are. It's a substantial like return on what you've spent.
Yeah, it's a very different time investment compared to like open or standard, just because again, the castle in Light World is a hell of a lot easier to get around to other places than the pyramid is, because the pyramid, half the fucking bridges are broken, and you have to hookshot across or swim across to get to places. And you also need a glove or a hammer to even like get to some of those places.
I have no tree. Is that tree the same? I have no. You know what? I don't think I ask questions. Like watching Freddeh pull in that tree for a second, I'm like, why are you getting things?
Well, I mean, it's just because we beat Aga, so the tree pulls change.
Fair. I don't.
It's one of those things like, yeah, no, like, tree pulls changing after Aga is not something you usually think about, because we're not usually relying on tree pulls after you beat Aga. Usually you're far enough along with your resource collection in the seed that it's not a concern. Alaszun is going to take a longer way over into Uncle, it looks like. Not sure if this is faster or slower.
I have no idea.
And he got 1.0 somehow anyway. This would be the case where you'd really like the Hyrule Castle small key to show up right here. Or in Dark Cross. Freddeh is actually just going to walk this all the way back, because we're playing with key sanity. So if, I'm sure for those who've been watching the Cross Keys tournament on ZeldaSpeedRuns, everyone would kindly like to remind you that Zelda's Cell and the map chest are technically out of logic without the Hyrule Castle small key. So what Freddie's doing here is he's going to kind of work himself back up into the sanctuary and leave those last two checks behind. We don't have a glove, so this could be really good for him. Alaszun's taking a lot of chip damage, so he might be doing this strat as well. Nah, he's going to continue. So...
yeah, I think he was just holding up and bebopping.
Yeah, I don't really hate either of these routes. Like, you're trading... Freddie's route's going to, like, kind of be kind of smoother in a sense, but I think Alaszun will probably south route into Kakariko. Compensate, which isn't bad either.
I don't really know. We got nothing in the back here, correct?
Yeah, no, just hearts.
Yeah.
I
mean, it is certainly nice in terms of this starts my route at a normal Light World starting point.
Yeah.
It is a time investment either way, though, so...
I mean, we can go do... So, of course, if there's anything in here, anything at all,
yeah.
no. I mean, a second bottle's not bad, especially one that's already filled with Blue Potion. Freddeh will go take a look, and this is one of our first things that kind of change with open versus inverted. Inverted, we have to get to Graveyard Ledge using the a ladder that's up here now. So we don't need a mirror for this check. Of course, it's bombs in the hut in the cave that gives you 4 bombs.
Yeah, there is one. I mean, the nice thing about getting this book is what you're hoping for. Obviously, is any amount of the desert starting kit, right? Like your desert palace kit basically coming through here. Obviously we have no earthly idea about dungeon prizes. That being said, right, like, frankly speaking, again, with this Aga portal, you're not fully committing to having to start either at like North of Village or
South of Village.
your flute floor, basically. The other nice thing, of course, is actually
Oh
having...
no!
I didn't see what it was. What's there? Is it beautiful? Is it...
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is it a big key?
No.
Is it a pair of boots?
Well, I can't say if it's a big key or not. It is a mushroom.
Yeah, that's dead. That doesn't exist until we have boots that...
Yeah, well, at least we know there's a trade item out there.
Sure. So it's the awkward thing actually about Flukies. You never get to check what the bumper item is because you never actually save the Dark Sanctuary. So neither of these players actually have any idea if their cape has any value outside of the resource it is.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit kind of silly. I say silly, it's funny just because again, in Flukies you don't ever start a Dark Sank. It's just wrong.
Yeah. I do kind of like this little bit of divergence that Alaszun's doing here. Like you're already all the way up in the Lost Woods. All right.
Yeah, you have.
Headset.
You do have a slightly better time of checking this, like when you're going to, again, assuming that you get a mirror, which we have no idea if we're going to when you're going to Moth, but
yeah. But it's still kind of nice to know, at least from your decision making on it, how hard you want to push your pendants versus your crystals. There's a small key to pod, and I missed what else.
There was a Hyrule Castle small key, smiley face.
Well, good. That puts one of our bottles in laundry.
Yeah, puts a bottle in logic, which means, really absolutely nothing. And at some point, Alaszun will probably collect the stuff in the back, which, will be a whole lot of, again, nothing.
He'll do it just with the glove.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. BT small, TR small. Really. So we haven't actually really touched on this, but in this mode, again, this tower small key, big key is not native to GT.
Yep.
So our runners are going to be looking for that. They will hopefully find it before they hit go mode. Otherwise, things get awkward.
I mean, it's just like sort of any open or any 7/7 key sanity, which admittedly is a fault of this mode that it's not 80 keys. Oh man, no. But you obviously do have to have a decision point when you go looking for there. The GT basement is a really nice 20-something item cave. However, depending on how much you have left in the world.
Yeah. But right now, both our runners are basically even. Alaszun just a little bit.
I mean, we are now in the farming sim part of Inverted, right? Like, the first 15 minutes of this seed were a little bit helter-skelter with Alaszun taking 2 deaths to Gibdos and Freddeh taking a death in the back of Thebes. But, like, we're basically just sort of at... We are playing Stardew Valley for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Wake up, water your crops. Kakariko Village has sprouted, giving you some veggies to pick and pluck. You sell them, you go to Jojo Mart, you get some item, right? Like, you're just playing the game.
Hey, so kid's got us a bow. That is triply in logic. You save quite out of checking race game, then probably go south to Mini Moldorm Cave, and then...
No, because you walked to K45, my guy.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah.
Speaking of things that also change, you keep going.
Yeah.
You probably do then maybe save and quit out of K45 because you don't have a glove, so your route gets heinously awkward afterwards.
Yeah, because I think you have to go South Shore, and then I think the question is, do you want to... what do you want to do about Desert Region? I think with Desert, we have the books, so you probably... Ooh, that's Quake.
I feel like you just go for it in Key Sanity. You just walk into that.
No, I blind check. If you're playing Key Sanity, I 100% of the opinion that you should just be straight up doing race game blind, like Alaszun is doing. Because because like the chances that this is something are incredibly high, and especially
the chance of it being, you know, it could very well be junk or a compass, but it's also much more likely to be something. But at the same time, too, it's like
Yeah.
it is time, right? Like, if you had an A button, maybe you actually peek it. I have no idea if that's faster, but the reality is you're probably still just going to be getting it anyway, more than likely, because at this point in the game you just have very few resources, and so it's nice.
Yeah. 27 minutes in, we finally collect our first map of the seat.
I think we might have maybe a Skull Woods or a some Dark World map, but yeah, never mind. Yeah, no. That was it. That's it. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's. I'm not going to read too much into the tea leaves. Like, if for those who are unaware, like Swamp and Desert are reds. For those who aren't aware, that like the tea leaf reading that you can do with maps and compasses and key sanity modes on the VTOR branch of the randomizer. Key sanity assigns logical value to maps and compasses. They have to be collected before you're logically expected to complete a dungeon. Just so they don't end up in GT and a junk item pool fill. That's why Kruskies is good. But the fact that we haven't seen a lot of maps or compasses is actually kind of interesting from that respect. It might mean that we're not expected to complete a lot of these dungeons until later on. But we'll have to see. Okay. Oh, that is interesting. Did you see that, Seth?
I did not see that.
What are you doing, Alaszun?
This is fine.
No, I mean, he specifically set up to arm the water walk, going out a mini Moldorm cave, and then didn't water walk. Or maybe that's just his. Reaction now. You know, his standard play for that cave with boots. If you dash when you're, for the same reason, like if you dash out of Ice Rod, for those wondering, the same reasons why you can dash out of Ice Rod Cave, dashing along the side with the pixels of a gap will arm in a water walk state for you. The same sort of thing will happen if you do it in Mini Moldorm Cave or even like Hookshot Cave. I'm just surprised that he did that and then didn't continue further to the side.
Well, I think he was making the decision point. This is a little bit interesting. With no glove, this is a touch. You're missing a cave here, right? But I think there was also maybe a concerted, well, I can now get an extra item out of desert, and decided to flip the decision. Not entirely sure, but I think the general plan might have either been just Mini Moldorm Cave lefts, and then you treat Ice Rod Cave area as a... When I go and clean up stuff like Graveyard Ledge, I link it to the whirlpool there, especially because he doesn't have Zora money, and the last thing you really want to be doing if you're doing all these checks is having one of the most egregious orphans in the holy hookshot.
I skip Zora, get the hookshot?
You do both because you have a splash lead, yeah.
I don't think Alaszun's going to be missing it for long, and that one doesn't require a mirror.
No, there's a glove, so I would not be surprised if we're probably seeing some flippers for the next bit of time. Yeah.
If flippers are almost... I feel like flippers are going to be in here, or they're in Eastern Palace region.
Yeah, or just inside. But again, it's also part of the farming phase. I really suspect that unless this pops off with the most egregious god route here, you're gonna be pointed in that direction too.
Yeah.
The problem here is that Freddeh only has 2 bombs and is saying, yeah, okay, now Waterfall Fairy is dead, right? Like the difference in the resources is a little bit, or rather, any difference in the resources, they both just don't have a lot of resources to run with right now. So
yeah, Freddie's gonna take this to Hookshot, gonna do Hookshot, probably Hookshot Cave, and then can go back around again and do Darkmire. Alaszun did not go into... Did Alaszun peek while it was on Desert Ledge? Or did he just end his route at...
He must have peeked it. I presume he peeked it.
Alaszun is going to go into... Ooh, oh god, we have Mire access now.
Yeah, that was what the boots were, Mire access. The other Mire access.
And we have a Fire Rod and 2 Mire Smalls.
Yeah, we also, don't, we're missing some things. But it's a 6-item cave. I'm going to call it what it is.
Yeah.
Also, I feel bad for fans of Freddeh who are screaming at him to remember that he has an A button now. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, I'm sorry that Freddeh's not remembering that he has an A button, and I'm sure he will soon. I believe his pronouns are he, him. Let me double check that in the race room.
Yes,
Yes.
they're there.
Before I start.
Let's see what our TR med is. Not that we can do anything in TR, but it's also...
Yeah, it's also quick. You rarely, if ever, actually walk in here, but hey, it's a bomb and some magic.
Yeah. Like, inverted, you can backdoor your way into Turtle Rock using the mirror.
Unfortunately, Freddeh, those are Mit's rocks, my guy. Oh, no.
Yeah, no, he has to dash back and take the Spec Rock portal.
Yeah.
And then drop down and punch it across.
I am channeling through space and time. Freddeh, you do have an A button.
He doesn't. If he did, he'd be using it.
He'll remember soon, I believe. All right, so we have another Myers. Okay, so Alaszun's actually going to get this literally right after this.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Yeah. There's the flippers. He's got flippers, so he knows he can go do. I don't know how much of Zora. Zora is going to be that question mark for him right now, but.
I mean, it will literally probably depend on the money situation, but at the same time,
he'll see the hook shot and then do Hobo, and then I think he might bail further. TR small.
Alan, you can just shit on it. It's fine.
Look, he has to make use of his special hard container for Spike Chest. Hey, we got.
I don't believe that exists outside of Crosskeys, actually.
It
so
doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. You caught me. I'm shitposting.
I can't believe it. But yeah, so again, Alaszun taking the logical read of like, more than likely this is just for this, and so there's really not a lot that Freddie's going to be able to do with this hook shot, because more than likely it's just hinting towards, hey, look, it's the big kid as a palace.
Which, I mean, he'll be able to beat Desert Palace when he goes through. He goes and does it next.
Yeah. Pick up the ice rod as well, so no time lost on anything. That if he remembers he has an A button.
Alaszun, are you going to go run all the way through the sewers?
Yes. Yes, he is actually, because what this does is this actually links all the way to Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, it does.
He doesn't have a glove.
He'll feel really bad on the close on Hobo, but yeah. I don't know. Well,
you still have to do these checks at some point with boots in the Hyrule Castle small. This is
all right.
You're rewalking this, but yeah.
What is our item on Ether Tablet? Freddie's going to go get his other second sword because he's going to go kill Moth in a second. Sorry, not Moth. Boldorm in a second. So you definitely want that.
Oh, but Alaszun's going to go get his mushroom on first pass. Nice bombos. Smiley face, that's also for our, I guess we also have Fire Rod too, but...
Yeah. Hey, look, that Fire Rod and that Bombos are both lamp locked with the seed. Alright?
Yes.
Oh, hey, Spike Cave with Berna. I mean, we have Cave, but Berna's a little nicer for that.
The money situation is dire, but it's awkward if nothing else.
Yeah.
That's
Freddie's
uncommon.
Freddie doing the old raid and pod setup.
I don't actually know how to get out of this graveyard without a glove.
Yeah.
God, I hated that screen so much just now.
Yep. All right. Well, we're gonna actually get also a new trick here in Hawk Rocks.
Yeah. No, it's like it obviously is not the fastest way to get up this screen because again we can just go breezeway, but the reality is that it makes sense and it cleans up the rest of the orphans, and we get a new check, and we get the mushroom.
Yeah.
Actually works out.
What check did Freddie? Yeah, I was gonna say, why is Freddie going back in?
Spiral Cave.
No, back into Hera.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So he doesn't have the Hera small cube. Alassun's got his mushroom.
It's more than likely just going straight to the whirlpool. Yep. Gonna collect all of his goodies over here.
Yeah. Let's see what Freddie does on the other hand. I have to imagine this may be the... It's going back into Village.
This could just be for Moth.
Moth, yeah. Probably has a feeling that flippers are sitting either in Mire or Eastern. So may want to push them off until he can 100% clear them.
I don't think we arm this water walk.
No, he armed the other one. He didn't arm this one.
He is hunting rupees right now.
That is the Cane of Samari, by the way, in the Skull Whisper chest.
Okay. Fair.
I don't think either runner is going to miss that because
nope.
Alaszun will pick that up sooner than later, and with Fire Rod and Skull's Big Key, you're just going to go finish off the rest of Skull Woods. It's a crystal. So, just get it done. You'd like a mirror for it, but... Eh. There's Alassun's glove.
Yeah, so they're both doing the same thing because Alaszun getting very unlucky, not getting the 100 that Freddeh got out of
chess game.
And everything else is like
yeah,
inadvertently, yeah.
Just a little bit behind. He's going to get some money up on the mountain now. But it's going to go skip doing Hookshot Cave immediately, though. Gonna go do everything south, maybe hoping he'll find a mirror on the right side of things. And
yeah.
He gets a safe bet out of there.
Which I don't think we got anything in Hookshot Cave of substance.
I think we got some money at best. Which, with Alaszun right now, is the worst thing, but not, our
yeah. I also think he's about to pick up some money here too. For chat, what is Influkies? Influkies is, as Bob said, inverted activated flute start. And key sanity, it is not 80 keys, it is 7/7. But that's basically the short and sweet of it.
Yeah. And that is our second crystal on the board for Freddeh. Alaszun will probably be joining in pretty quickly. Yeah, Desert Palace big. See how long how long our runners off to push out Desert Palace here?
Well, I mean,
Desert Palace
Alaszun's already
wonky.
done it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, but Desert Palace wonky means, like, you don't want to. I don't think Alaszun wants to triple Desert Palace even avoid it. Okay, I know what we're doing now.
What are we doing now?
We just picked up the Ice Palace big key.
That's probably something we could do. And we do have the other big key.
I got some Mario. Alaszun wants money.
Yeah, there's a 300 somewhere in this mix.
Yeah, that'll basically be Alaszun's.
I don't know where it is. Remember Freddeh getting it, but like, there is the 300 somewhere.
Okay, so Freddie's not going to. No, he's going to go due south. Going to go check the shovel. I guess.
Yeah, I guess this is just getting the shovel as a one-off because you really aren't gonna have a better time for the thing. And with the glove, it does. You have a much nicer time of linking back into the desert area. But
yeah. We don't have silver, so Burn Eye is nice for Vitreous at the very least.
yeah, I would say the downside or upside of this is Freddie's going to have stuff to do for a while. I don't know necessarily, not that it really matters, because we were able to get the hook shot anyway. When Freddie's going to go into Mire for the items. Presumably the Misery Mire big key is going to be the thing that pushes him to get that.
Yeah,
this point he does have. Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know when Freddie's getting flippers. I would say the other side of the flip is we don't know if Swamp's a crystal or a pendant. And we may not hard require flippers, and we were just expected to get flippers.
I do think
for the hook shot on the glove.
Swamp. I think that was one of our 5/6.
Oh yeah, no. Oh no, you're right. Actually, you're right. I'm wrong. It's one of our reds. So
yeah. So we do know that they have to show up. It's just a matter of when, where, and how much. So
mirror and flippers have to show for the runners at some point, and also just gets to get a bit of a time save here with Mothula. And Freddie's like, I'm still at the point where maps are good.
Maps are going to be good until you have your information, because admittedly, like again, this is not AD, this is 7/7. So having that information, talking to your big bomb friend is worth it. Yeah.
Freddie will get 2 more chicks over in the Desert Palace that we never saw. Okay, just Arkies.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to see big chests and Landless. Obviously, Landless is out of logic unless the big chest is the Desert Palace small key, in which case, screw you, game.
Yeah, and this is probably where the route's going to diverge. I think Alaszun might go Skull Woods into Ice Palace because of the flippers, whereas Freddie's saying getting over to Ice right now, while not really so terrible because you can just flute to 8, is a pain.
I mean, you still have to deal with zeros.
Yeah.
Also, our flippers are still technically out of logic. There's probably
There's probably a Mire small in.
There's a Mire small in Sahara Eastern.
Or Pod, like we do now have.
Pretty good access, yeah.
A chunk of
I was gonna say we actually do have like 4 pod smalls now.
Yeah.
So we do have a chunk. Alaszun, what do you Mimic Cave? Did Freddie do Mimic?
Freddie did not actually do this, so this is something. This is a complete death spot, by the way. This is also why not having the mountain is.
This is the problem with inverted in Death Mountain. Hey, it's Cash.
Who is ahead? Remains to be seen because it's still quite early and we're not really at any sort of substantive like divergence as well. Freddeh is certainly ahead by a boss kill and a little bit more information. Alaszun has done a few more checks and netting the flippers.
Alaszun has cleared out essentially the front of Misery Mire that isn't big key locked. Freddeh has done a little bit more on the progression side of things, but
yeah, Freddeh has at least done this area, which is still not exactly the fastest to get to until we have mitts. He's been able to do much more of it in one sweep. So unless there's something in Desert Right side, he's likely not coming back to Desert Palace. So again, saving a little bit of time here or there. But it's not as though it's been, again, a sort of a substantive lead, all things considered. We're still missing a number of big keys. We're still missing items. Remains to be seen. Like I said, the next divergence probably here is going to be what Freddeh does after Desert, because he does not have the flippers in the front of Mire. He does have 4 pod smalls, having not also touched the entire eastern area, which is basically taboo and cursed nonsense in inverted, because you just typically don't do it because it's route with anything else. That's likely his next largest dense area, so that's where he's going to head, whereas Alaszun has a little bit of a more clear path with Ice Palace into that stuff afterwards. So
yeah. You'd like an Ice Palace small key here, but you're not going to be upset with what we've got.
You'd like one, but you're not really so upset. We're running out of here.
He's going to go... Did he do a Gina? No?
No, he did everything. We're just running.
Interesting.
Freddeh, my guy, where are we going? Where go?
Is he gonna go check Zora now?
This might be the whirlpool up to grab the mushroom.
It could be. Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, that is otherwise not easy thing to do.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
I didn't realize we were going to see NMG nonsense. Oh, this could also be the Zora area too, because this is... Wow, that's time invested for that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Freddeh doesn't have the mushroom. Theoretically, he could have taken the whirlpool up to get the thing. Oh, okay, well, he's now going to... Oh, Jesus. Okay, so that was a required double dip. Freddeh will get the single dip Mire. So that actually pays out massive dividends for what it's worth.
Yeah, that is pretty nice for Freddeh, all in all. We'll kind of have to see, like, though, obviously, like, again...
Good lord, that was...
We don't know what any of our pendants are, so if Mire's a pendant, then...
Yeah, but that's a free, fully dippable dungeon. I don't really give a shit that it's a pendant or a crystal. That's 8 items that the game is somewhat suggesting to me. And it's not a lot to get back to Mire, so that's a really nice find. Because he did have maybe a denser option next, and he'll be able to single dip this.
Yeah. Alright, let's see what's gonna happen here. Yeah, we're gonna go get the Mire play here. So this will be at least Freddeh getting his slippers. We'll see if this is a required crystal or a pendant or not. Interestingly, there was an ice map, and Alaszun didn't... Oh, that was the one that was in Checkerboard Cave.
Yep, which he could not get.
Yeah, so we don't know yet if that's a crystal or a pendant. But how many TR small keys do we have anyway? 3?
I think we have 3 or 4. We do...
We have 4 on Freddie's side, yeah.
Yeah. Which does mean that we have certain logical implications, things we can do. Obviously, TR is, again, kind of a really awkward thing to do, and Alaszun's probably going to link Hookshot Cave that if he has no better options after this.
Yeah.
But he's going to do his... Probably do his flipper checks after this. Yeah.
Almost vanilla.
Ooh!
Ooh, there.
Ooh! Oh, that's gnarly. Okay, well, Freddeh will get that at some point. to be
That-
fair. But
yeah,
this
but-
does link up the rest of this route back into Meyer really quickly for Alaszun. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, Alaszun will probably immediately lift the left Rocco and do the Zora checks and then
Yeah.
move on.
That saves a bit of time because then
And that also
able to...
means, and then when he goes back to desert, he's going to hold off until desert he's going to greet desert as long as possible. I think.
I mean, he'll probably go do it. You're there. I mean, yeah.
Oh, another pod small. I mean, you can get back to desert like any time. There's slippers for Freddie.
Yeah.
But mitts are really, really nice. They don't logically do a whole lot, but they will make getting around a lot easier.
Mitts aren't precisely one check. However, that
I mean,
being
we
said,
figured out a way to cheese that one check, mind you. But
fair. That is a colossal waste of... well, it's not a waste of time. It is a route ender. It's a pain to do sometimes. However, it is much, much nicer for the purpose of mobility because Alaszun will literally link this into the checks that we just saw Freddie.
yeah, Freddie's having some trouble with the Samaria rail clip here, and Alaszun's gonna just play this Cold Stair fight a little safe, cast bombos to start off with, and then do spin and fire route strats.
Yeah, I think the frustrations in some of the early part of the seed are no longer in how Alaszun's moving around. Big Kibi's
Yeah.
like, ooh, okay,
Ooh.
unfortunate, but
But
and to be fair, Ice is a fully clearable dungeon. It would not shock me that Freddie does the thing because pendant or crystal designations withstanding, you're likely going to do the thing. However, that's a nice big key. That's a good find.
yeah, it sucks that it's a crypt pendant, but
I mean, we have Icebreaker. It's the year of our Dark Lord 2024. Ars Palace. Ice Palace is not really a too much with Brave on commentary. That is not really a lot of time invested.
yeah. All right. Alason's got his Speedrun big here. He's gonna go take a look and see what's up in Zora as well. Which I don't. Yeah. But if in fact it is Armor Slates is independent and it is a crystal, yeah, that's you could theoretically dip out on Cold Stair with the mitts, but I don't think you will.
It is very unlikely because it's not as though mitts do a lot, so it's more the decision that Freddie's going to make if he does a map check and says, I don't really want to do ice over potentially, let's call it 10 checks in pod and Saha and right, like with Eastern Palace. So
yeah. Okay, so Alaszun's gonna at least go and do Eastern Bells here.
yeah, this is going to be Eastern to Saha. Shocked that he's not wanting to go back for Meyer, but at the same time, I also completely understand it because you've already spent the time to do 6 of 8. You'd rather at least, again, want to link it to something. Which, to be fair, we do link it to the Desert Palace boss.
Well, I mean, Desert Palace is
It's slow.
It's not that. It's just that, like, with inverted key start, like, we can kind of do it any time. Like, it's not the biggest deal of anything. We just get there and we have the mitts. We just drop in there. Okay, we got a small key to Ice Palace and a crystal. So required. Mr. Meyer, we did for Alaszun. Required. But he'll also be like sitting potentially just one pendant away knowledge after he's cinched here. There's already getting the knowledge that ice is a pendant. Yep.
And that's the point, is I don't know that I want to commit to a pendant dungeon right now because I am scarily close to... I'm not necessarily scarily close, I'm actually 4 items possibly from Go mode. So this is a little bit of an interesting divergence.
Yeah.
But he's been very fortunate. I think Freddie may feel a little bit weird about the flippers, maybe not. But also at the same time, he was able to single dip the flippers around. Like, he's probably actually feeling really good, so he might just say, I want to push this.
Yeah. It's like, realistically, like, he can't beat Eastern. He can't beat Pod. He can beat Thieves.
This is definitely a case of always be doing your dungeons, and I don't hate it. After this, again, depending on what this is, again, we have a fully clearable pendant ice palace. We have literally 20 checks in the eastern area.
And Alaszun's desperately trying to fish for the pot big key at this point.
I mean, he's also just doing his dungeons. He's literally
Yeah.
clearing his dungeons, and he's just following what the logic is presenting him. Right?
Yeah.
I understand not wanting to immediately go back to Meyer because you do have 9 items, which are really quick and probably a crystal, right? We've not really got a lot of maps to determine what the hell we have.
Right. Right. Yeah, unfortunately, the only thing so far in Easterns has mostly just been the bug net.
Which is a waste of time and space.
So let's see what this Eastern Palace big key's worth. Nothing so far. Well, we kind of got a 50-50 shot in it being required right now, so... I guess we also did get the TR map, so I'll know what to kind of expect with TR soon enough as well.
By the way, we're at the hour mark. We're close enough to it because I can't read. I do want to thank our tracker for tonight, Lady Laura Linda, doing the hard work so we don't have to because she's actually tracking both sides. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you to our runners for putting on a pretty good show. I want to say pretty good. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 right now into my CoCom top file.
Thank you.
Oh, God. Blech.
Oh, that's not good. These is another crystal.
Yeah.
Alaszun will have his full dungeon information knowledge the hard way, unfortunately, in a second, because he's going to go talk to Saha. So, unfortunately, like, we also know that Pedestal is dead.
That's
really unfortunate for him. God is our
God. Ugh. Okay, so we are looking for a TR big key, a mirror, a swamp small, and a GT big key.
There's our Misery Mire key. Alright, so Alaszun knows he'll have to go beat Meyer, so he's probably going to go start... He'll probably go clear Meyer, go clear Desert's Thieves. Like, he knows what he has to do. He just hates this. The interesting question is, where's our mirror?
It's on the mushroom that neither player either has gotten or turned in.
Alaszun's turning it in.
Is he? Because that doesn't look like turning it in to me.
He was... Shovel? Okay.
No, this is probably Shovel and Link. I mean, he could link this into Witch's Hut and King's Tomb. Yeah, Freddeh also now has full knowledge as well, so... I have no idea what Freddeh was trying to do on the top of that ladder, and that looked like cheating to me.
Yeah. So this is probably Freddeh making a play into TR. This will be interesting if the mirror shows up in TR.
Alaszun definitely has some Aria. It was in the Skullwood's big chest. I think it was...
Yeah, he has it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what... No, Alaszun, don't do this to us. GT small. I guess maybe hoping that if this is the mirror that he'd be able to run Catfish with this as well. We haven't done Catfish, have we?
No, we have not, because our glove was very late. That is a... You know, it's still...
It's not a hard check with Flute.
Not a hard check of Flute, but it's also at this point we've had better things. We've had substantially better things to do.
Yeah. We have all the small TR smalls. Oh, good. There's a compass.
Alaszun is drawing garbage after garbage with this stuff.
Yeah. Go check. I think you really go do catfish and then you do mire.
Screw it.
He's just gonna do
It's
mire.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, don't blame
he's
him.
now done 2 pendant dungeons for what has amounted to a whole lot of nothing.
Well, well, just the knowledge. Unfortunately, the knowledge is finding out the hard way. But yeah.
Like, I think Freddeh is probably faster to whatever line this is at the end game, unless he somehow comes up with a whole lot of nothing here, and then it might be that he goes to ice, and then maybe he follows that into Eastern, but it more than likely is whatever we're missing is residing in Pod.
Pod or the mushroom? Oh, hey, there's a second.
Mushroom was turned in, and it was a compass. So...
Yeah, this is... So Freddie's only got one more... I guess Law Chest is in Logic. Which is gross.
I mean, this is not the most efficient use of time, but the TR big key is here, which, you know, we do have 4 TR smalls.
Like,
thing.
Yeah. Like, Freddie's thing is, like... If it's mushroom... Well, it's not mushroom, but if it's, like... Yeah, no, it's weird. Like, we're missing a location somewhere.
We're just missing the checks in Pod. We've neither runner's gone to Pod.
Yeah.
Which, I get it.
Freddie, where are you going?
Freddeh, brother. What are we doing? Look, as Alaszun's teammate, I'm not going to be upsetty spaghetti that Freddeh is doing this thing, whatever it is he's doing. I am not upset that Freddeh has had a momentary lapse in judgment. However, the answer is Pod. I don't know what else we have. Freddeh may now take this into ice. Give him back some time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worf's actually called it right. He didn't realize he didn't have
No, he didn't have the...
I love y'all. I love y'all as a team. Understand that me making these comments in the commentary booth are more just the frustration of having my thoughts audibly broadcast to the world as I'm watching.
Yeah. Citrus down. So Alaszun will probably be... Still has to go do desert. Still has to go do thieves.
And
you know,
honestly,
you know what would be really horrible if it was the Thieves Town Smokey and Pod?
I'm not gonna wish that on Freddeh. I'm not.
I mean, he'll get to it very quickly because he's going to last location. I'm just afraid of like what Freddie's going to do is he's going to beat Ice and then he's going to go and take the the only thing I got out of here was Eastern Palace Big Key. I can go beat Eastern Palace. Freddie hasn't checked pedestal, by the way.
That's fine, and he may never. Like
there
was a time to check it, and now that we've cleared Moth and we don't have a mirror, Pet is just an assumptive something.
Yeah, so I actually think he may go and take the run of Eastern, just feeling like this is going to be a pedestal seat. The game's throwing all the pedestal stuff at me before.
Also, he went up to Zora, correct? So he knows that's not anything. He may take these mitts and go grab Mushroom and do that as well.
Alaszun, what are you doing? Okay. It's like the little like, you're not coming back in here again ever.
I think he's probably got his thought on what is next and was like, oh wait, I didn't do this the first time I was here, obviously. So
yeah. But we'll kind of see, like, maybe if Freddeh does make that break for Eastern, that might be a way to kind of even everything up again. And we'll see if Alaszun goes for Mountain and TR versus Pod. I kind of feel like you want to do Pod.
Well, he also never did Hookshot Cave as well, so that's a little bit more pull.
Yeah, but I feel like there's so many more ways to speed up TR, and you've got so much you can pull out of Pod.
We know that, but there is a roughly 50-50 in terms of the item density there, right? Like, we know that Pod has likely to be our answer, plus minus.
He doesn't have the TR big, so that's like, it's only like 4. It's 4 items, and what the...
Tafel, hold your hand for me. Tafel, hold your hand. First check is Compass. We've got 2 in Roller. We've got Chomps and Big. How many is that?
5.
Thank you.
So we got 9 items, and then we have what? We can get everything but 2 items in Pod.
Yeah. I mean, I also may also make the assumption too that with 5 pod small keys, that one of the things I'm grabbing out of Hookshot is a 6 pod small. I may make that may make the deduction as well. And again, that's kind of where we also do have a couple of horrifically dog water checks in Smith Chain, which we've now.
Oh, don't. Yeah.
Now, for the record, because Alaszun still has to do Thieves. That is something that he links to the world as well, which is a quadrant of the world that we'd kind of written out for a second. But we also do have to remember that Freddeh is up a couple dungeons.
Well,
we're really pulling it back here.
Well, Freddie's up Thieves Town now.
Well, he's up Thieves Town, right? But like he still is up a dungeon and a little bit more.
Thieves Town in front of TR.
Yeah, that's time.
But also, Alaszun, we'll see what Freddeh does here, because
he's taking the mitts. He's saying, I don't know that I really want to commit to another pendant dungeon yet. Let me do something else with these mitts.
All right, we'll see what's on Smith Chain. It's totally fair.
I understand up to a point a sort of allergy of pendant dungeons, but I mean, if this is just the 6 pod small, I will actually cackle maniacally. The other thing too is that Freddeh has not ever gone back for the mushroom, and admittedly, I normally am not an advocate for the thing where you do the fake powder, but this is actually a perfect time to do so, which would have been an absolute, again, potentially back-breaking thing if it was something.
Yeah.
Freddeh is just completely written off that mushroom check for what it's worth.
Red boomerang.
And now, what do we do? Is this? Oh, this might actually be linking it up to King's Tomb and the mushroom.
Yeah, get the mushroom, King's Tomb. Now, Bumper Cave, for those wondering, we do have a cape, but we do need a mirror to access it in this mode.
Yeah, these are all things giving a little bit of time back. At this point, I say it will now be okay. We've done.
Yeah, it's really going to be the question of if Alaszun goes into pod right after this or not.
Yeah, and I think he is probably going to grab Smith and kind of, again, follow in the same footsteps. He may also begin to play a little bit fast and loose, but at the same time, because he's done 2 pendant dungeons for a whole lot of nothing, I don't know where his head is at right now, because he didn't have exactly a little bit of a shaky start to the scene and everything else, and he has done 2 dungeons for kind of nothing, and had to double dip Desert, and had to double dip Mire. He's probably not feeling great.
Yeah. So this may be a case where Freddeh didn't do bumper Punk Rocks, yeah. But as I said, like, because Freddeh didn't do pedestal, this may be a case where he gets baited into pedestal, knowing he can do 2 of the 3 pendants already, and all he knows is that the last pendant is just sitting in Eastern, and I get to singleton pod as well, and not have to go through that maze again. So. And like in this mode, you'd probably be wanting to do Eastern first anyway, just because. If you find the mirror, then you're. All right, Alassun's going for the Smith. Freddie's going for the mushroom. All our runners are now tied up on overall dungeon completions, except for Alassun's done. Oh, we're taking to the catfish too. Nice.
Screens in this game that I did not expect to see here. We're probably just running it down to Eastern.
Yeah. So it was not catfish. Alaszun hasn't done. Did either of our runners do Spike Cave yet?
No.
Spike Cave's left.
Spike Cave is.
Yeah, here comes Eastern for Freddie. So really, this is going to be. I think this is going to now kind of hinge on if Alaszun goes to back up the mountain and tries to single to TR or not, or goes for pod. I feel like you want to do pod, but we'll see.
I've been screaming for pod for a while now, but also I've been bit by pod so many times when you start getting enough small keys chucked at you. And admittedly, this is a fine time to do it because you're now at a point where you cannot fully clear anything.
Yeah.
The mitts were a suggestion, though, and it's possible that he says, okay, I'm going to do this and grab my suggested logical things. He's not doing the mountain, which he's written off entirely, and I'm okay with.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. Yeah, so he's gonna probably go take a look at hammer pegs and do purple chest.
I think both team members are probably sitting in a Discord somewhere, and I'm here thinking, "Go pod, go pod," while they're sort of like chanting this mantra because at this point, again, it's our densest play.
And I can tell you what's going on in my head right now. I have a little picture of a blue ice fairy screaming in pain with her head crossed. Oh God,
It's the 6th pod small. Wow, I can't believe it. Let's go find some items in pod. I'm gonna get kicked off this.
Come on, Alaszun, flute to 8.
No.
6, sorry, 6.
Yeah.
6. I had it backwards in my head. I like flute to the corner. You want to flute to the corner, not.
Don't make me tell you to get your hands out and count again. I will do that to you. I will make you count. I will not do that to you. I'm sorry.
Look, it doesn't go. I was thinking counterclockwise, not in a left to right fashion. All right. Yeah. This is almost certainly pop because this is so many fucking items.
Yep. I mean, this is not a density play. It's the mountain versus pod, and so we are finally breaking new ground here.
Yeah. And so I think this is kind of like what Alaszun needed to kind of get back ahead in this race. Because I think unless this is Spike Cave, this is.
Even if it's Spike Cave, now Freddie is going to likely do these checks in pod.
Yeah, he's going to do it. He's just going to be doing it a minute or two slower than Alaszun. Mind you, we still don't have the GT Big Key, which still technically has to exist somewhere.
We're still missing 4 items.
Yeah.
No, we're not just missing the GT Big Key. We're missing 4 items for Go, including the GT Big Key.
Yeah, we're missing Mirror, Swamp Swell, TR Big.
GT Big.
GT Big. Josh, I don't even know what the heck that says, and I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, can't read. They don't pay me enough.
It's Leorius for oh god. The sad thing is with the money, with the way the money shook out on the seat, like the runners could have been in here a lot earlier, but they didn't have the money when it was early-ish.
Well, Alaszun
And then they had a lot of better things to do.
They also did not get a lot of pawn keys until again the seed progressed. So
Oh, they had a couple when they hit Kakariko Village.
they had one maybe.
How's it? Did he? Okay. I'm assuming he got that chest. Karen Pegs and Purple Chest for Freddie.
He skipped a chest. And he's gonna see it on his tracker and go, "What the hell?"
1, 2. Yeah, he missed the Stalfos
He has
basement
whole ass
chest.
skipped a chest.
He missed the Stalfos basement chest. Wonderful. Well, he'll figure that out soon enough.
He will, because he'll be looking at the counter and think, "Oh no!" Unless he thinks it's a Codeman bug. Oh, for the love of fuck!
Freddie fluted to 4. Did not win the flute to 6 contest.
I am suffering over here.
Well, good news, bad news.
What's that?
So far, we've only picked up one piece of logical progression in pod so far. It's a Desert Palace small key.
Oh, there we go.
There's the mirror. Okay.
I pray with every fiber of my being that as he mirrors out, he looks at his items and goes, "Wait a second, I'm missing something." But who knows?
Alaszun, you have 6 spot smalls.
It's a case of the compass will not save him. Nice 6 keys.
I would say normally, like I understand like wanting to save the key. Also, would say like normally, you kind of want to go from the top if you have all 6, just in case you find the big key back there.
Okay,
Okay,
he remembered.
He just, at least he found the mirror first.
I can't watch this dude play anymore. I'm putting some... Great, cool. We wasted some time there. All right, so we have... Now we're going to the mountain, because we actually have a substantial number of checks that we can do. And he is probably going TR back to front.
Yeah. Actually, are we gonna go look at what's on Bumper Ledge first, and then flute away, I guess? Yeah, makes sense. Like, this check's in logic. You can visually check it first, and then worry about it later.
Telethar asking what happened, and I refuse.
Telethar, what happened was Alaszun took your advice. You skip checks.
I am gonna have to have a drink after this, and I have not had a drink in a very long time.
Alright, so where's our Swamp Palace Smokey, and why is it vanilla?
It's not. It's gonna be on Laser Bridge, or it's in Crystal Roller. Look, I was not the one in the comm booth that said the thing. I call you unhinged for a different reason.
I still love the one time that he got Andy to... Telethar got Andy to skip the...
Of the episode Lobby of Harem?
Yeah, because he didn't have this big key.
Look,
And it was the boots.
sometimes you play Overcooked, and you serve, and you cook up the most unhinged omelet. And sometimes it tastes really good, and other times... yeah.
So, Alaszun's going to be up here. The good thing is he's probably going to do the front 3 and TR right now, and then he'll drop down a mirror from Laser Bridge and go through the rest. And he's going to find the progression. But Freddie's going to be like halfway up the mountain by the time that he's going to be kind of reaching equilibrium with Alaszun.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to do chomps into this, and then...
I mean, you got 4 keys, you might as well.
Well, yeah, but you're going to end up doing Lava Chest off Crystal Roller anyway.
I guess he's thought better of it. I mean, I think you're right, but...
Well, sorry. Also, to be fair, that Desert Small Key is outstanding and is...
It could be something.
At this point, I think both winners aren't feeling so great. And again, this is now coalesced into about a minute lead plus minus for... Okay, there's a Swamp Small. Alaszun's probably just going to skedaddle on out of here soon.
Yeah, he might do... yeah. I've got 11 one chain jumps is going to be the TR big key.
We've already seen what Chain Chomps is. From Freddeh.
No, not change. I said Crystal Roller.
Oh, no. Alright, maybe I am having a stroke.
That's...
Anyway, Freddeh making the choice to say, I don't know that I want to do the mountain. It's not that much. I'm going to do this, which...
Yeah, for him it's Laser Bridge, so it's 4 items.
It's Crystal Roller.
Yeah, 5 items. Yeah. Alright. Alright, well, logically required Desert Palace right side. But unfortunately, it's just logically required. And I don't think Alaszun's ever going to go do that because he's going to have Swamp available before having to triple dip fucking Desert Palace.
Yeah. Mild sigh of relief on my side. It's funny, we were just talking about this from my seed last week and how you're like how you split this up if you're going to do this, but yeah.
Yeah, Alaszun, don't even kill the Pokey, just run. Just run, you've got the keys to spare. You can pretend that this is cross keys. But this will be a save and quit out of the out of chain jumps for Alaszun.
Oh, this might be a mirror.
Mirror. It could be mirror and mirror and flute. Yeah.
Now I wonder if Freddeh just bails and gets a Swamp Small and says, "Nah, I've had enough."
I mean, it's Laser Bridge. You're gonna check the other 3 checks regardless.
Maybe Freddeh's had enough. I wouldn't blame him.
Oh, he never did. No, he never did Mimic Key.
I hate this crap.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the inverted mountain without a mirror. I do get it. But you just say screw it and you come back never.
Somewhere structural Mike is sleeping and having a good dream and he doesn't know why.
I mean, somewhere it's Sweden, I suspect.
Because he ain't watching this. Yeah.
You're routing police, wee woo. Okay, so we're not going to ask our runners when they're done is, how are you feeling? How did you feel about the seed?
No, that's obvious.
We're going to offer them a gift card to their favorite restaurant, and that's it.
Yeah. Alright, so what do we still need for go mode? GT big,
GT big, TR big.
TR big. Two from go, and possibly, yeah, no.
2 from go with not a whole lot left. I mean, you're
back first.
you back first, but either way, this is just you're
Because-
probably going back in.
Yeah, here's Freddeh getting for Crystal Whirler.
Freddeh also has the swamp small, right? Or the swamp big that showed up at some point, and
Yeah. I'm struggling to think of a check that both our runners have skipped that the other one hasn't, that they haven't done other than, like, those are right set right now. That was a GT small, that's not going to make a difference.
yeah, and Alaszun is going to do left side swamp over desert right because he's here, and desert is
Hey, that's all our medallions. That's our last shield for the seed. Nobody picked up the shield off race game, though. So no mirror shields. The sound was mirror locked today. Wonderful.
ew. No, you do. I would say it's what, left side into Pyramid Fairy, I guess, is what we have left in the seed.
Left side Pyramid Fairy Spike Cave.
And powder. Oh god.
And powder.
Can we just a mulligan? Like, do both teams want to agree to a mulligan? This is, I mean, no, I didn't say that, but this has been a seed. This has been something.
Yeah.
Brother, there are 3 people in the world who know how to do bomb spooky, and you're 2 of them.
Oh, Freddeh is not spiky clipping. So, Alaszun is going to save, literally save 30 seconds right there on him.
Yeah, I mean, Freddeh, you took some time off, and I guess is not...
Yeah.
No one
I
sent
mean-
him the pamphlet.
Yeah.
Back in, yep.
Yeah. You're down to literally... Alaszun is probably like, I have 7 checks in the game. I need to just...
Yeah, I mean, you're here. You're not coming back, and we got literally nothing, so this is going to be... This is mental damage. I think Alaszun might actually quit Survivors, making him the second player to leave a team in the bracket stage after this seed. But yeah, I mean, the seed kind of... It's just taking our runners all over the place too. And again, we could have said, hey,
Yeah.
Alaszun was basically kind of following the letter of the logic down to as close as he could get for a long time, which invariably Freddeh ended up coming back for.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, like, the logical things that he didn't have to do, unfortunately, were just really tantalizing things to do compared to the rest of what this seed was giving us. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and this hilariously could be a point where when Alaszun is done with this and Freddeh has said, I don't want to do left side, which admittedly is 2 of 7, 2 of 8 checks in the game, he'd just say, nah, Pyramid Fairy, I'm out. He's also done Desert, actually, so he has even left the moment.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
no.
presume this is going to be TR Big.
Oh god, it gets worse.
Please. What the hell have we rolled?
Well, you rolled this. You said, well, I didn't roll this, but this.
No. This is that stupid meme where I made this, you made this. No, you made this. I didn't make this shit. Rando was a mistake. Anime was a mistake, and Rando was a mistake. What in the hell is this?
All right, so let's go find out what our next one-off is. Both our runners are kind of tied now. Just that Alaszun has done left side swamp and Freddeh has done right side desert.
Yeah, I mean, Freddeh made the skip. He's done so much trash and feels bad. Alaszun has also done a ton of trash and feels bad. Everyone feels bad. I feel bad. Chat feels bad. Y'all may not feel bad. You're a bunch of sickos. That's a mirror bonk.
Hey, Vanilla.
Where the hell?
Okay, so it's now
Spike Cave, Powder, Thieves Big Chest.
Alaszun is going to go for Spec Cave first. Understandable. I don't know he does.
For green pendant?
No, we don't. Oh yeah, Freddeh never did Zelda sell.
Y'all. Nuh-uh.
He's gonna get a blue goo. Pedestal is dead. Alaszun checked it earlier on, so he knows this. Oh my fucking god! His scheme.
So anyway, we've had this available to us for a substantial...
Yeah,
We stole the key, yes.
Freddeh sold the key. Alaszun went to the back. We had a forced diagonal one light world exit seat, so Freddeh stole the key so he could route into Sanctuary and go north to south through Kakariko. Alaszun didn't seal the key and went into the cell and kind of routed this a bit differently. And yeah, the Hyrule Castle small key was in Kakariko Village. So. Yeah, you gotta check TR Big Chest before heading for TR, right? For GT, right? GT being on powder would be Freddie's. We'll see.
I mean, it certainly would be.
Oh, Freddeh, you have a flute. You got a flute tea.
Look, this is thinking time. I don't know how Freddeh is as a player, but this is thinking time. Because again, this seed has inflicted some substantial emotional damage on both of our runners.
Yeah. Alaszun does have a blue and a green potion in his reserve, so he should be fine. Welcome in, runners from Zelda Speedruns 3. You're witnessing the end of an absolutely magical seed.
Welcome. Turn around and find something else to watch.
Freddie's heading to go take a look at powder. GT Piggy here. Yeah, that we'll see.
Good luck, randomized ALTP gamers. Thanks. Haha. Yeah, I mean, we all know where that GT Big Key is. And oof. So yeah, this will be TR big into...
This might be Freddie's one out here.
Nope.
No. Alright, or full clear GT. Because we inked.
Yeah, it is actually catastrophically bad because no matter where it is now, Freddie's dead.
Yeah. Alaszun's
Freddie's
going straight.
Actually
straight
dead.
Yeah, Alaszun's going straight into GT now, and he's going to find it sooner than later. Freddie does. Because if it's he's on big chest, or he still has to do left side swamp.
Yeah.
And it ain't Desert Palace right side. All that was the last GT swamp.
Yeah, basically we are now watching Shrek because this is all ogre. You're welcome.
I wasn't laughing at your pun. I forgot the sea has one more chance.
What's that?
Did you see what we got in Hope Room?
I did. But
All
again,
right.
it doesn't matter, right? Like Freddie's
I
not
know.
going to bail on
No.
GT basement and go, yeah, you know what? Hera basement. Because if Freddie does, I have some other very strong words. I don't know if Freddie is a swearing individual, but I'd be cursing up a storm at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's Freddie's item go mode. He's now hunting for the GT Vicky like Alaszun is.
We also, too, Lady Orlinda, maybe inadvertently called this bullshit 15 minutes ago with, or 10 minutes ago with the green pendant?
Yeah, no, we still have ways for this to...
Like I said, I still think that Freddie is catastrophically dead. Oh, looks to Vicky. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's unfortunate. I think no matter what happens, because of what is left in the game and how Alaszun is there to it.
Who guessed 3? I hope nobody Josh, because technically that wasn't 3. That was 8. But... Was there anything in Swamp Palace? Or just sadness?
A Groupon for therapy.
Oh, nice.
But no, there was nothing there. Logic.
I guess we got silvers out of beating Swamp. For the little that matters. Anyway, Alaszun's gonna go do the gauntlet here. Probably has the race room closed and is just gonna try to finish this out and wonder why the fucking hell is wrong with the seed. Or sorry, Ramdobot. He knows what's wrong with the seed.
And again, this seed could have actually played out a lot differently too. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
The thing about this, we got that burn fairly early. We're kind of joking. Oh look, that's Spike Cave. And I was like, yeah, because it's a one-off.
I wasn't even. I mean, even then, like we had the cape before we had Spike Cave. We had the cape sitting in.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, we did.
Skull Woods. We've had invincibility in a bottle forever. It just nobody made the pass for it when they could have.
You had things to do.
Yeah.
And I get it.
No, it's perfectly understandable for both of our runners. It's not like, and obviously, like, you might have wanted to do it, like, if you had done it before you got into, even if you had done it before you got into TR, you still would have probably full cleared TR anyway, and full cleared Swamp. You might not, Alaszun might not have done left side, but you're still looking for the GT Biggie at that point.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that when you get into GT mode, you'll do that, and with castle power portal save, and you just do whatever you want, right? Like you do a lot of
Yeah.
things here, but yeah, this seed could
Sure.
have been this seed could have been different. We're also talking hypotheticals because again, both runners basically played very similarly, right? Like which is. I would say for better or for worse, yeah, you could have certainly got out of the seed, but it's also very understandable how both runners played the seed too, given what they were given to them when it was given.
Yeah, and Freddeh going to make the choice to go up right, it looks like, at least. Which I totally understand.
It's
I think it's the route you should play with the key sanity, especially with this amount of keys.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them talk when they join in for the interview because Lord knows they're gonna want to say nothing, which is great. We'll be done really quick, Link, or they'll have a lot of it'll be a short little therapy session.
Yeah.
Get all of the sad sounds out the way.
And then this can get buried in James's fault of async seats to play eventually.
What's with the random characters? I'm new here. Well, welcome in. I have no idea how you got here, but thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We can actually randomize our sprites. So on the file selection scene, you can pick your own pre-made sprites.
Yeah.
There are a lot of really cool designers in the community that have made I think we're 200, 300 different sprites that you can choose from. So
yeah, and then there's a whole bunch that you can you can load your own sprite in there as well. I'm not sure exactly what is Freddeh using Ori?
Yes.
I think that's his usual default sprite. Ori from Ori in the Forest. Alaszun is using Kaguya from Kaguya Song of Love is War. But yeah, you have the choice of sprites, or you can, as F said, randomize your sprite choice. Some runners prefer to play with one sprite over the others just because of the shadow lineups and whatnot.
Yep. Also, the person who made the left sprite is shitposting in chat right now, so.
Yes, he is one of Zafakil and Alaszun's teammates on this wonderful team of Mikiro Kosawa, the 16 student like somewhere hidden in the school, the one they call the Ultimate Despair. Watch out for her.
I pray that we never meet. I will slap you. I mean, I do want at some point, but I will slap you.
Understandable. It's not like I recite this like every night in the mirror, by the way. I just pull this open every once in a while.
I feel like there's a post-it note on your bathroom mirror that's like, all right, I'm just gonna mutter this 3 times. Like it's like Bloody Mary, right? Let me say this a couple times before bed.
No, there is a notepad.txt file in my other monitor, but that's the only thing.
All right, guys, gals, non-binary pals, please get GG's in chat for Alaszun, who is finally gonna crawl over the steps, roasting this pig. Ooh.
Yeah.
Lord of mercy.
Yeah. And with the final race time, .gg time of 1:45.28, Alaszun is going to be the winner of this race and moving on, or at least staying alive in this round of Survivors Hyrule.
Yeah.
Iflukis will be banished from the pool for a little bit, so that's nice.
Yes. Different modes will be rolled, but we'll leave it up to at Megawatt for that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddeh, I think, will be wrapping up the seed.
Yeah. Not sure if he's someone who plays with the race room open or not.
He's at least talked in the race room, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
This
yeah,
might
he
be
actually...
down.
Yeah, he paused for a second to type. So he is aware of the results, so he might... Considering where he is, he's probably just going to try to play this out, I think. You know...
Yeah, they're talking a bit in the race room, and I suspect we'll kind of get a bit more of this. That was the marathon.
Yeah.
Well, I really believe Alaszun is in the waiting room. I'm going to join us momentarily. Freddeh's still wrapped up in the seed. I'm going to take a big sip of my water, because holy moly.
We're being joined by Alaszun.
GG's, the floor is yours. I'm muting.
I choose death.
Same.
Understandable.
As both the commentary and your teammate.
Someone feels really good about their route when they go back into the Turtle Rock big chest hoping to sneak a GT big key and steal a win.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of assumed I was probably behind. And it looks like, based on what you said, we did about an equivalent amount of stuff. I had right side desert, he had left side swamp, but right side desert's a lot faster.
So,
but I don't know. I don't know how much you read race chat. The myth and the placement was way too logically convenient to be an accident. Oh my god, I just had a great idea. Hold on. Oh my god, we're going in the room with air conditioning.
Oof, nice. Yeah. Woof.
Yeah.
I assume you're already kind of sweating, but yeah.
The break between this was to go to the shower and turn it on cold and dump cold water on my head. Yeah, no, I kind of felt like the mitts were way too logically convenient, and I knew I had 5 pod keys. I'm like, oh, this could just be a 6th pod key in the back of my mind, but I felt like I should commit to it and stuck to it far longer than I should have. And in reality, I probably should have gone as soon as I beat Eastern and saw that pod was the last pendant, and then I don't care about the big key anymore. Like, that was probably my moment to say, I'm just gonna go to pod right now.
Yeah.
Because I think I hit a really good early route. Absent the 45 seconds I threw away at the start when I was fighting with my tracker. I don't know if you were actually watching my stream, but you would have seen my tracker disappeared because I had to kill the entire thing and restart it while I'm trying to do Skullwood's big key chest, which is a recipe for dying twice in Skullwood's big key chest room. Because that's just like bread and butter inverted, is doing that room with nothing.
Yeah.
I even had a hammer.
Yeah, so the one, and Freddeh will be here momentarily to talk about it. So actually, Freddeh was able to single dip Meyer and effectively was able to single dip Desert for the early game. So the route that he hit very early did gain some time on you, and then eventually kind of ended up retracing your steps with Ice into Eastern. And he had a few one-offs. Get your G's in chat, y'all guys. Got non-binary pals for Freddeh wrapping this up.
GG's.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I said, Freddie's in the waiting room joining us momentarily. But yeah, basically, your early routes were fairly convergent. Freddeh, GG's, welcome in.
GG's, Freddeh.
GG's. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I did the thing where I've been playing too much cross keys, so I forgot to bring up a map for non-cross keys. And if I would have done that, I would have realized that I was passing Spike Cave and done it on the way to Turtle Rock, like 45 minutes ago.
I thought about doing that. I did not. I'm like, you know what? This is just an inconvenient one-off. I basically have Turtle Rock and Spike Cave left. I'm just going for Turtle Rock.
I thought about doing it on a lark with Cape.
Same.
After I like Cape, Burna, and like 9 hearts.
It wasn't just the Cape, Burna, 9 hearts. It's that like I had done Escape, and I'm like, here are 27 kajillion bottles for you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm really suspicious of Spike Cave right now, but I just kept getting enough to keep me away from there.
I actually ended up skipping the front of Escape, and that would have worked out for me too, except for I ran out of things to do and didn't do Spike Cave first for some reason. I also went to pod real late. How late did you get the mirror?
y'all were about 30
Last
seconds off.
location.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
were both last.
Okay, so you're basically the same. Cool.
Dead last location to get the mirror.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think basically.
Well, besides Spike Cave,
and
you know,
TR.
Yeah.
You had the top of Dark Death Mountain.
I
that
had
you hadn't
Hookshot
touched.
Cave, and I had Turtle Rock, which I hadn't medallion checked because I never medallion check in Verdict because it's so rare that it's actually useful. And I had 2 medallions.
Right.
I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm probably fine.
I forgot about the big key door and on the way to Crystal Rollers, so I went there earlier than I probably would have anyway. Because I went there like before doing Ice Palace and other things. Like I was heading that direction. Was thinking of stopping at Spike Cave a bit earlier, but then was like, I'm just gonna go check most of Turtle Rock. If it's not there, then I know I can just come back, completely forgetting about the stupid big key door, because I've been playing too much cross keys again.
Yeah, I mean, I when I finally did, I got the Swamp Small, and I kind of thought about it for a second, and I'm like, if I felt good about my route, I'm leaving right now because I think the obvious play is to just bail at the Swamp Small because you're probably 1 item from Go mode at that point. And instead, I said, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna reverse through Turtle Rock, and I routed Turtle Rock wrong too, because I opened the front to see could I snag a big key and avoid just like having to do the middle segment. And I should have done chain
Yeah.
chomps with it. Like the correct route would have been to do the front 4, mirror, jump down to Laser Bridge, grab Laser Bridge, and then end at Lava Chest and go to Swamp from there if I'm gonna full clear the thing. And I just like my brain broke about that pod small and hammer pegs. When I'm just like, oh yeah, exactly what you were worried about happened. Like you committed hard to following the logic, and it just threw you a small key that you don't give half a shit about.
Yeah.
Yay, mirror in the 6 key locked chest.
I mean, I knew it was gonna be there. Like I don't have an adequate amount of words to describe how unsurprised I was when I got the mirror.
Yeah, no, I was about at that point because I had last location pod. Like I didn't touch pod until my first trip with 6 keys.
Same.
Uh,
Same.
Good times.
I think it would be recklessly passive to touch pod early in this scene.
Oh yeah, there's no reason to go to
Like
pod. Like you get your 2 castle tower keys like 5
unless
seconds
you
in.
favor
It's like,
going
nah, it's a castle tower scene.
Yeah, like literally, unless you favor going to pod on 0 keys and no bow over going to Super Bunny Cave, I don't understand how you go to pod in this scene early on.
So I was wondering if either of you were going to, and Freddie, you did Saha and then everything else, and Alaszun, you did Eastern Saha. And it was like, you have, I think it was 4 or 5 at the time. I was like, I'm shocked that you didn't, but at the same time, I also understand it because there were things to do, and I know you were kind of tracking the mitts.
You don't have mirror. I went to Saha to check pendant stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mostly. Because I was like, I should check Eastern. Let's go check Saha for the green pendant. I hope a green pendant's not Eastern itself. Turned out it was the other pendant, and then green pendant told me what I needed for Go. But
I felt really good at killing pendant
yeah.
cold stare, and here's your Eastern Big Key. I'm like, all right, boys, this is it. Like, we killed a pendant gut boss, we got rewarded. Let's go bask in our glory and get your second pendant.
Yeah.
God,
I said some foul words.
Oh yeah, talking about key logic for this scene. Pod, like mirror and pod, wasn't even like the worst one. The frickin' you have to get the 3 Meyer smalls to get the flippers for everything in Meyer. Like what the heck is?
I mean,
this?
I had 2 Meyer. I went into Meyer pretty early, and I had 2 Meyer smalls already. And so I just assumed the third one was going to be out there, and I don't even remember the third one was anymore. But it wasn't.
Did you get flippers before Hookshot and Glove or after?
Yes.
Because I definitely broke Hookshot and Glove and then went straight to the mountain with them anyway. I'm like, I can get a sword. I'm just gonna do stuff and see what happens.
I thought about it.
Then I'm like, okay, I should actually find the flipper.
Alaszun was actually, you were strapped for cash, and that was, I figure, the reason you never did it.
Yeah.
That was some of it for sure. Okay. Is I didn't want to leave Zora behind for no reason.
Honestly, sorry.
I don't know what I would have done without that compass, but
yeah, that compass is real important. I'm glad I went back for it not soon after getting the rest of it, because I'm like, I saw the hook, I'm like, well, I guess I'll go check Hobo before doing the hook.
I was like, annoyingly strapped for cash because I was really close to the 500. I was
Yeah.
at like 460, and I'm just like, all right, like I'm gonna pick up 40 rupees on the way, and then I got nothing, and I got the glove from Hobo, and I'm like, all right, fuck this, we out.
Yeah, no, it was actually it was really weird to watch you at the start because Freddie did not have rupee pad luck. Unfortunately, he grabbed like his first pull out of chess game was 100 rupees, and then
yeah.
the tier two pull which he pulled off in front of Hype Cave was red rupees.
I did neither of
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
I
So
got,
you-
I believe,
yeah.
a single arrow
One
from
of them
chess
was luck.
game.
Yep.
Nice.
One of them
nice.
was luck. One of them was committing more to your. I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Like, I think resource wise, I'm okay enough. I don't need to worry too much about the tree pulls. And then once you kill Aghanim, the situation gets annoying enough that it's like I don't really feel like doing more
Yeah.
tree pulls going through here. Especially, I don't know if they're going to be money or things like that, and it didn't seem worth it to me when I had what felt like fairly reasonable plays to make. Because I took the. I guess the annoying thing for me is that I did Front of Escape into Dark Cross before I did like you said you skipped Front of Escape.
Yeah.
I kind of blinked when you said it because like my first post Aga play in every single inverted seed is to do Front of Escape.
Well, no, I stole the key and went to the back.
Oh, okay. That
So I got
makes
the book
sense.
still and skipped to the last two because I didn't have the
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
And I'm like, well, I don't have a glove either, so getting to the back of Escape's gonna be a pain. So let's just do that route through and then go up and around.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Or something.
I went for the DLC route instead.
Fair.
The fucking screen to the left of CAC or the left of cast that you only go in NMG.
Yeah.
And I just went up and I said, you know what? Like when I get a glove, I'll come up here and I'll do Graveyard Legend back of Escape. And of course, I didn't get a glove until well after I already had that Hyrule Castle small and had already gone through that.
Yeah.
I think if I remember my rough Light World route, I went Front of Escape, did CAC, went down to 45, Mini Moldorm Cave. Because I got that bow when I did, I'm like, okay, I have something to splash delete with. I don't have to worry about Ice Rod Cave. Into that very, very naturally connected Ice Rod Cave in the Zora area to the like Lumberjack Graveyard Ledge back of Escape play for me. And so I just went Mini Moldorm Cave West and ended in Desert. And then at that point, it was like, well, I have this Quake. May as well check out Mire because 6 of 8 Mire is a really nice play. And then it was like, okay, well, these flippers feel very suspicious already having 2 of these Mire Smalls. And I just ended up on an adventure that did not take me to the bad place. Because let's be honest, fuck Paw. I hate that place.
Yeah. If you don't go, it has something. If you go, it has nothing.
Yep.
Every time. But no, I did similar. I just stole the key and went through the back instead, and then came around. But instead of going west to Desert, I did. I forget where the big key to Desert was, but I know I ended up going east to Ice Rod Cave, and then was going to fake Flipper, grab Hobo, and then come back and do Zora because I had the money for it. Ended up seeing Hookshot on the island. I'm like, well, I'll check the Hobo before that, and then just do that. Got the glove. I'm like, oh. Okay, well, that's a lot of stuff out of logic.
So I kind of concocted it, like, because I assume you do the same thing where you try to say, like, I'm going to roughly guess what my opponent is more likely to do when they play. And so I had, in, like, the probability field I had, I'm like, there's a real chance you just, like, dive it, you fake flip it to Hobo, and you see that hook shot, and you're like, fuck it, I'm getting the hook shot. And you just don't do Hobo. So when I saw the goal, I'm like, okay, this might be spicy. But then it didn't really do anything, because the mitts were fucking useless.
When you have fake, I forget what the term is, but when you can run on the water with boots, there's no point to not do Hobo, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I didn't water walk because I was scrounging for rupees. I think the Octoroks had the rupees back, so I actually went down to kill more Octoroks trying, because at that point I'm pretty sure I'm sitting at 485 rupees.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, I don't know exactly where I am in this pack, but I'm gonna try to grab a 20 here.
I think stun prize was 5 rupees as well, but nothing to stun with at that point.
I didn't have anything to stun with until I got hookshot.
You needed that hookshot, ironically enough.
Yeah, which unfortunately at that point, if I had known the stun prize was 5 rupees, I would have kept going and stunned some Zoras. But no.
Yeah. Did you end up
Uh,
doing early Thieves Town, or did you come back for it later?
No, I went really late to Thieves Town.
Okay, yeah,
I
I
went.
did too. But that's mostly because I died in Hellway the first try.
I
I
didn't
had
even bother.
cape,
It
but I'm
was.
like,
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It was one of those things that like I thought about. I'm like, you know what? Like, if it wants me to do this, it's going to give me the small key. If it wants me to do the big
yeah,
chest and I go without the small key, I'm going to be dead. I can flute back here at any point. I already have 2 castle tower keys. I know I'm just finding a lamp and a sword at some point. Like I just like no,
yeah.
thank you. We're not
I,
touching
I
this.
was I was definitely a little worried that Lamp was going to be either blind cell or first chest of pod, but
I
eh, thankfully it was Super Bunny.
I picked up the heart piece in Spec Rock Cave. And I wondered if the comms were wondering about it. Because I did it because at that point I'm like, oh, I'm really thinking about doing Dark Aga here.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted to do it
Yeah,
over like going into the back of Thieves Town just for the probable lamp. And I'm like, I'm here, like maybe I should do this. So let's like load up on health. And I had a mini sigh of relief when I got that, because honestly, 5 Heart Fighter Sword, completely Dark Aga is not really my idea of a fun time. I have probably done worse before, but it I mean, it just felt so like I don't know about
I've
you. Do you love Agassiz and Inverted? Like they're so good, right?
oh yeah, no, they're great. I love doing
I
four
fucking
heart
love
ags all the
Agassiz and
time.
Inverted. It makes the world around so much better. So like,
It
I
really
started
does, though.
Link's
Yeah,
House and I pulled that out as cast hierarchy. I'm like, oh baby, let's go. We're gonna do
yeah.
this. And
Good
so I'm
old
just sitting there
Agassi.
like,
Actually, I do like it. Yeah,
like literally, like if I have both Castle Tower keys and I'm doing CT2 and I have a sword, I'm killing Aga like 100% of the time. Because
yeah,
you're just going to
makes
get
sense.
your time back to save and quit to Ganon at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although I did have flashes when we got the 3 blue balls in the first cycle of like the glove just chilling
Oh,
in
I
the first chest
know.
of top. And I'm just like imagining you sitting there
Please
in the light
no.
world as I'm like, here comes the 12 blue ball Aga that you don't need to do.
Uh,
And
funny,
I
I was
still,
thinking the exact same thing.
I mean, honestly, if you've ever talked to me about Inverted, you would have 100% know there's no way in fuck I'm gonna do Aga as soon as I
Yeah.
can.
Oh yeah, no, I'm the same way. Especially in something like this, where you're like, oh hey, you get 2 cast tower keys, cool, going to Haga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I think check 1 and check 8 were castle tower keys. I was like, there's not a
Yeah.
shot that
Yeah.
y'all are not going to be avoiding this. So
Yeah.
And then like you see the mushroom anyway on Lumberjack, so like even if you hadn't needed it and it
Yeah.
was obviously nothing, but you're still gonna be like, okay, I'm glad I had that, even though Potion Shop is the
Another
shittiest.
compass. Another
Yeah.
compass.
Oh yeah, another compass.
Hey,
Oh, I
look,
don't know.
yeah,
you got the single dip lumberjack, Alaszun.
I was expecting you, Freddeh, actually, when you got the mitts, to grab compass and then do that entire Smith chain route that you did, and then also fake powder there as well. I was like, oh, he's gonna do this. I was like, thinking it was gonna be really clever, and you're like, no, get me the hell out of here. I forget what you did next, but it wasn't taking the mitts to do that. I was like, oh, that's such a cute little route to like unorphan some of that stuff there.
Yeah, I could have.
It was also very cute, to be fair. Like,
it's too cute. Too cute. Too much time for probably nothing, and it was nothing. So I
yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
came back to it anyway because.
Oh no, that's the other thing I had left is I had powder left because I was gonna combo it with Thieves Town Big Chest when I went for it, and so I left those 2 together.
Oh yeah.
And you obviously didn't have the Thieves Town Small. That was another one of those things. Like I went back into Small, like I feel so shit about my position right now. Like I just kind of feel like I need Freddeh to have walked past it, and it turns out we both walked past it.
A lot, yeah. Quite a few
Put me
times.
in another position where I'm like, okay, I actually like. It was one of those things. Like the only thing I felt good about the entire seed was I felt like my efficiency on checks was very, very solid. And clearly you felt the same way. If you felt like, oh, I'm hitting the near god route.
Oh yeah, I had the god. If I would have stopped on the way to Turtle Rock and grabbed that big key, I would have pretty much god routed. Because I would have probably. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have gone to Pod right away. Like I would have done Ice Palace first. Still, I think.
But I mean, that's fine. Like you don't lose anything for doing ice first.
But like, still, I don't think mitts weren't even required. Like, I guess
they
it
were
makes it faster.
definitely mitts were logically required, but they were not.
Well,
required.
logically, yes, but they were not actually required.
Yeah, no.
Because you can just go straight through Turtle Rock, which I would have gone straight through Turtle Rock without being or mitts at that point.
There's a very real world where you get Miragomoed in the scene.
Yeah, no, I would have 100% been Mirror.
It would have been my go mode if I had done Spike Cave into Turtle Rock, or I mean, besides GT Big, but that would have been its own sort of scary.
Well, yeah, not counting GT Big, but I had this like flash of like, oh, there's the Hera Small. Maybe it's just in Hera basement, like the GT Big, and like Alaszun went there early and has just the rest of the world to do or something. When I found it in DM room after doing Compass, I'm like, God damn it.
I mean, yeah, I did the same route. I just did rushed Hope Compass, and like I actually felt bad enough that I was like, maybe I need to cut time here and hope it's just in DM room. And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna do this. Like I'm not brave enough to do that route.
I mean, Half Magic's nice.
Half Magic is really nice on the climb. I can be so extra when I have Half Magic.
Right? Same.
I can just like fire on every fucking thing on the climb, and it just doesn't matter. I love Half Magic. What a good safety.
Indeed.
But yeah, on the scale of how far behind do you feel, since after you beat Turtle Rock, you're gonna save and quit to get to Ganon's Tower. I'm like, you know what? Screw it, and jumped down and did Turtle Rock Big Chest before I did it, because I'm like, I feel kind of dead to rights right now. If you have anything approaching a half decent route, I kind of need you to have walked past your GT Big Key, is what it felt like to me. And so
I did the exact same thing.
As I'm sitting there on Ganon, like watching Ibix, well, I'm like, Jesus Christ, if Freddeh snipes right now, I'm gonna feel so fucking stupid about this Turtle Rock Big Chest.
That would have been awful.
It's one of those things where like you get in your head and you start kind of like trying to meta around stuff, and I think I am better at it than most people. But even so, like, you never know for sure. Like, I don't know if Zaf actually had my chat open. As soon as I opened that chat, it was I just dropped an F in chat. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm dead.
Yeah.
And I just like
I was in the same mode. Like, I have to hope you walked past it or something. Yeah.
It's just one of those weird things, especially about like non-AD versions of this, where like if you hit too good a route and the GT Big isn't in GT, there is absolutely a world where people sprint past it and then lose like literally 6 or 7 minutes because of it, if not more.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely.
Also, I was terrified that was gonna be the pod big when I pulled that. I like, please GT, please tracker lineup. Don't make me make these decisions. Yeah. All my options are terrible.
I'm like, oh, it's the big key. Wait, shoot, I'm missing 2 of these.
Well, it's like you open, you're like you do. I assume you do the same thing. You're like, all right, what are my bait keys that I'm looking for? Like, how excited do I get when I see a thing?
Yeah, usually that's what I do. I was just so like done with his seat at this point. I'm like, just let it be over. You hadn't quite finished yet. I think I was just finishing the gauntlet when you finished or something like that. So
5 minutes sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. And just ignore my Aga 2. Aga 2 doesn't count. There was. That's awful. Worst Aga 2 ever.
My first 2 cycles were good. The third
first
cycle also
I hit it. I think I ended on a triple and still did like a 6-round Aga 2.
I'm pretty sure once on Aga 2 I had a 3-0-0-0-3. Like, it was just one of those ones, like, I'm half proud of myself, and I half want to crawl under my desk and never be seen again.
Yeah, mine was like, I think this one was like something like a 1-0-1-0-1-3 or something like that. It was something awful.
Yeah, it's one of, like, you get nervy at some point. Like, I missed the 1-1 because I was super nervy at the end of that.
I wish I had that excuse. I already knew how long.
I mean, are you kidding? The number of times I've just walked off the edge of Ganon when I see my opponent finish, like all my amount of carrying just flows out of my body, and it's like, someone finished. Bye bye.
Later, I'm out. I just wanted to see how close I actually was. That's mostly why I finished at this point, because it's a few minutes.
I never begrudge anyone finishing, especially like if you're in go mode and in the GT climb. Like, it makes a lot of sense to be like, hey, I kind of want to know.
Yeah. Oh, I like to try to finish, if nothing else, for the practice. Like, if I'm like in GT, or especially if I'm already climbing, like there's
I
no
hate
reason
the
not
go.
to.
I hate the GT climb. I've done it too many times. I'm so over it.
Yeah. No, honestly, the entirety of GT is one of the reasons I absolutely detest standard modes.
Same.
Uh,
Same.
because like when I first started playing this, like it was the point, like I was already tired of it, to the point of like I would finish a seed by getting go mode and then just turn it off.
How great is
I'm like,
entrance? You get your go mode
kill the rest
and
of
you
stuff.
finished like 3 minutes later. It's lovely.
Exactly. It's great. Crosskeys is wonderful. Everyone should play Crosskeys.
Yeah. Honestly, we should have just swapped in a cross key seed and just agreed to be like, all right, whichever one of us loses this gets to forfeit the influ keys.
Perfect.
I mean, I didn't say that, tournament administrator. Hello.
Listen, y'all are free to do whatever you want after what just happened. Yeah, you're good.
What's a spike game?
Listen, I at one point I said Freddie's feeling really good, Alaszun's feeling really bad, and about 20 minutes later, y'all had both inflicted enough psychic damage on yourselves, and I'm like, if we mulligan right now as the team captain, I would not be upset.
Yeah, honestly, if you had come to me when I found that mirror and just be like, "What a replay the scene," I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, get me out of here."
Yeah. Let's do something else. Agreed. Yeah, I would have been 100% down.
Well, at least there's somebody did roll cross keys for this week.
Yeah.
True.
Unfortunately, they
That
rolled
one's coming
inverted
up.
first, so I had to give it to Lynn.
Yeah. Same, honestly. I find it funny that if the order of these were swapped, we would have still played each other, probably, because I was going to be the designated cross keys person.
I suspect we would have given it. We might have given it to Lynn. I'm not sure.
Fair.
Because, like, inverted is kind of my pet mode. And so the idea of leaving me ready to play inverted, like, made a lot of sense.
That's fair.
But also, I mean,
I think I was the only one in our group that really wanted to play in Flukies anyway, so
yeah.
Because I actually kind of like this mode. It's
I love inverted
overall.
I like genuinely.
Yeah.
I don't like non-keys inverted, but I think inverted keys, especially with AD, is by far and away the most fun non-entrance mode that the game has.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah,
it unlike normal key sanity, there's actually like enough dungeons that you have to think about, like, how do I route this, like how can I save keys, how like where do I cut efficient, like there's so many more decisions to make it feels like than in a normal like 80 key seed. I love inverted keys. I think it's really fun. And unlike normal, it's not like you just have like 75 checks in Sphere 0, so like you get railroaded into here's your shit to open the world so you can start making decisions quickly, which is lovely. I hate the flute though. I think the flute sucks.
Oh, I like the flute. I think the flute starts made it so much better.
I think the flute start does some interesting things to logic, and it's funny when you see some of those gotchas. Like, I had a practice seed where we had boots on catfish that locked all of the gloves, and so you had to like go there and mirror from Zora. But at the same time, like, it feels like it kind of brain deads the route to me, that it's just like every single seed I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to flute to 6. I'm going to do Mire Shed. I'm going to flute to 3. I'm going to do the front of Escape. I'm going to walk up, do C-shaped house, do Skull Woods, grab my bombs there. Hey, I'm going to do Hype Cave. And the only thing that changes that is like, did you find bombs in one of your first 3 checks? You just do Hype Cave earlier.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's no different than what you do already. Like, without flute, you just start at Sank and go straight to Skullwoods and get bombs. At least with flute start, you have a chance of not having to do that.
That's a much shorter segment for me, though, as opposed to like the hero the first, like, it's like a fucking football game. Like, you can script the first like 10, 15 checks of my seed. And then the offensive coordinator has to go in at halftime and make adjustments because I have walked past my mirror, apparently.
Listen,
and your Turok big.
If I could have, had we known where it was, but the entire time we're like, it's got to be pod.
No one knew.
No one knew. Like, y'all are basically each doing the things to avoid pod as much as humanly possible until it's like, well, here we are, we're back in pod.
I have a big key for Ice Pals. Easy, let's do it.
Well,
Oh, I got the
yeah.
big key for Eastern. Let's do that before pod. Why
and
not?
Yeah.
I don't begrudge y'all making the choices that you made, and it was like to the thing is that Freddie, you actually were able to get like 2 crystals up because you had the single dip of mire, getting the flippers, everything else all in one go. You had the single dip of desert all in one go. Al's at that point had done the ice into Eastern because it's like if that's the route, it actually kicks a lot of ass. And by the time like Alison's getting that pendant drop, you're in the back of Thieves, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had the route. I just didn't do Spike Cave on the way to Turtle Rock. There's no reason not to. I just forgot that it existed when I was heading that direction. And because I didn't have my map up.
Yeah. So just actually, I had a question, Freddie.
Yeah.
Was pedestal ever a thought in your mind because of kind of how those big keys played out with Eastern and Ice? I'm just
yeah, it
curious
was a thought.
because I know that like Alzen walked over check pad when he was like heading into CAC the first time, so he knew he was dead completely, and I'm sure
I
was not
should
happy
have
to
as
find
well.
Eastern.
I just
Yeah,
completely forgot to do that as
that
well.
was my route. Is I walked up Lost Woods, up to Ped, down to CAC. Like,
oh yeah, no, I walked right past it because I was worried about my hit points a little bit.
I also like
after Agar are annoying.
It felt like the cane was missable in this seed.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Like,
I got Kane. I'm like, oh,
I
that's a weird
definitely
Kane
thought
spot.
about going to Skull Woods before I went to the mountain, and I'm like, no, let's just not like orphan Skull Woods big for no reason. So I actually did like a little mini fist pump when Moldorm dropped that, and then it actually gave me something like, I mean, like, I'm not banking on you having missed this, but I can see a world where a reasonable runner misses this.
Oh yeah. I got that early hook and glove and went straight to the mountain, and then got that big key. I'm like, oh, and I think the fire rod was somewhere in there as well. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go do Skull Woods and see if that's a crystal, and then grab that big chest on the way because I have the big key now. Perfect. It's out of logic, and then I got it. I'm like, oh, that's still out of logic. This is all before I got the flippers, by the way.
Yeah, and there was that sword up there on Spectacle Rock too, which you probably wanted for Mothula.
Oh yeah, that was honestly the main reason I went. Well, I mean, it's a lot of items. I knew it was going to be out of logic, but I didn't really care at that point. I just knew that as long as I remembered that flippers were locking all of this, it was fine. And then getting a sword is like good enough incentive by itself. Plus, you have hammer and book, so you can do ether tablet and pretty much do everything, except for skipping mimic cave. That was probably a thing I shouldn't have skipped, but yeah.
Meanwhile, I felt bad
Cave.
doing the loop around to do Mimic Cave at the end of my Death Mountain play. I actually thought I'm like, maybe I should just skip this. Like, it feels kind of greedy to be this full cleary right now. But it's one of those things, like, you get to the end of the game, and if you are missing things and you haven't been full cleary, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because you just like have
I ended up pairing it. I ended up pairing it with back of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, makes sense.
On my like 4th trip to the mountain or something. I went to the mountain way too much. For
I think I had
sometimes
3
bad
trips.
reasons.
I think I had
I was at least 4, maybe 5. Again, let's see. I did the initial trip to Aga and Super Bunny to Aga. I did. What was it? Do you count rescuing the old man as a trip?
Nope.
I don't. No. Okay. Cool. I did.
And that went before Super Buddy because I was seeing if I could snag a sword or a lamp and just like walk up and do Aga and not even do Super Buddy Cave because I hate that place too.
Yeah. Right. I did. Yeah, I did that, and then I did Hera, or I did Light World basically. Then I came, I did Hookshot Cave into Light World, but yeah. Then I came back and did Turtle Rock Front. Then I came back and did Turtle Rock Back and Mimic. Then I finished Turtle Rock, so that's 5. Yeah, I did 5 trips to the mountain.
Yeah, that's
rough.
I did 4. I'm counting because I did the first one for Super Bunny and Aga. Then I did all the Late World stuff that isn't Turtle Rock. Then I did Turtle Rock without the big key, and then I killed Trinex.
Right, yeah, because Big Key was... Oh yeah, Big Key was not locked behind the Swamp Small. God, I would have had the Swamp Small too. Oh, that would literally that would have been Miragoma. Oh
Yeah,
man.
like literally Miragomo to super
Yeah.
legendaries in this seed.
And that, I would have had Mirago mode at like 105, and
Yeah, that
like
would have felt
I was
pretty
5
good.
I was 5 crystals with like missing. I was still missing like 4 items because like GT big, Turtle Rock big, Swamp small, and mirror. But like grabbing the Turtle Rock big gets me one of those. GT is big as just in GT, which I would have gone to first because kind of have to.
I could see it. I started
Mirror.
checking the race room at like 120. Like that was the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
check I made
Like,
for like, is Freddie done now? Because
I definitely could
I
have.
could see the route. And I knew I did not hit it. And
Yeah.
or ironically, if I had just held out on pod a little longer, I would have been in a better spot too. Like I picked the absolute worst time to go to pod.
Yeah. It's funny because it's such an easy check, especially with boots and like a bunch
It
of
isn't. It
defense.
isn't.
Yeah,
It's a pretty bad one-off. Still, it's not
it
as
is a
bad,
one-off. Yeah,
but it's still pretty bad, and it doesn't naturally pair with anything else, unless you were either somehow ending your East Death Mountain route on Hera with a mirror, or you are skip the Castle Tower chest, and then those kind of pair together. But otherwise, it just like doesn't pair. Like in inverted, it just doesn't pair with anything.
But it not pairing with anything is a great reason to just do it as soon as you can. Like we just didn't.
Same reason I'm willing to do catfish as soon as I have a glove. You just flute to 2 and walk over. Like it's a pretty fast one-off,
Fair.
relatively
Oh yeah,
speaking.
you can just flute to 2 and run over. Yeah. I ran from the pyramid to do that. Well,
No. You always flute to 2 and run over.
yeah. Obviously, you're right. You just flute to 2.
And you also
similarly,
you don't flute to 5 for pyramid if you have hammer or glove. You just flute to 2 and go from there. And that should be a little faster too.
Oh, true. But I wasn't. That was like at the end of the seed. I was pretty tilted at that point because I did swamp into. I didn't do the front of escape until after swamp. I did it with pyramid fairy.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your bottle.
I didn't use it.
I think I might have used it. I might have used the blue potion in Ganon. I might have done a dumb. I don't remember. No, that was last night.
Potion for what did I use the green potion?
I guess cold stare. Always a good guess.
No,
moth makes sense too if you did it early enough. But I was on tempered for moth.
No, I had it for a long time.
I almost had to use it on Trinex for the world's worst fucking Trinex.
Yeah, you are.
I did backdoor strats and forgot how many hits the head took. Like my brain just like short circuited.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I'm like, what do I do now? I guess I come out of the back with both heads still alive. It was not good.
Good times. Yeah, I don't bother with the backdoor strats with tempered.
I've started doing it. I'm trying to practice it and I'm trying to do it, and usually I'm fine. And a little tilty at the end of this scene. But I suspect you were the same.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna try. Like I was tilty. 2, I don't usually try anyway, because like your best case is you make a 1, which you can do, or a 1 cycle, which you can do that without going the backdoor strats. Not all the time, but you can. I think I did on this seat actually. So, shrug.
Not to keep ZSR hostage any longer.
Sorry, guys. We're super overly chatty.
Yeah.
I was trying to say it felt like we're getting played off at one point, like 10 minutes ago, and then we kept talking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I should probably go to bed here at some point, but
look, that seed needs a lot of catharsis. It's completely understandable. So
yeah.
But thank you, Freddie, for a good race. Thank you, everybody who helped put this on. Baseball, Toffel, Zaf, both the trackers who I did not catch before they left voice chat, so I have no idea who they are.
It was just Lady Laura Linda.
Just Lady Laura Linda for both of you tonight.
Well then, thank you, Lady Laura Linda and Lady Laura Linda.
Yeah. Thank you.
GG's, y'all.
GG's.
GG's. Thank you all.
May my team kick your butt. Oh, dang, he left.
I'm still here, Freddie. I won't allow that, but whatever. Sure,
Hey.
fine.
May our team kick your butt.
Yeah, okay, fine, fair.
I need to continue getting carried through this tournament.
Same. Baseball, go ahead and please
Yeah.
get us the hell out of
Hi.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks y'all for watching. Thanks runners. That was actually fun to just hear you guys talk for that long about one seed. I was like, oh, I don't understand Link to the Past, but this was a bad one. So yeah. Thanks, Alaszun, Freddie. Awesome job. Comms, Zaf, Toffile, amazing as always, and the MVP, Lady Laura Linda, double tracking for us tonight. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this race. The next Survivors of Hyrule match for these two teams is Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, looking forward to that one. I'm just gonna send us over to Marine Mammal Rescue. Enjoy the otters, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.